Now on this video, I'm going to try to show how I would diagnose a bad starter. In this case, it's the GS 1100E Suzuki. Luciano helped me with some basic talk over the phone of how to do this. We confirmed what the process would be. And I thought I'd show this on a video. It's a short video. It's right to the point. There may be something a little confusing about the relay. I don't think I showed the wiring exactly the way it should, but a relay is just an on-off switch, and I don't think you need to know more than that to figure out if you get a click at the relay, you know you're good up to that point. Anyway, I'm going to get into this one step at a time, not try to make it too scientific, basically because I don't like electricity. You can watch this also in 4K. Just adjust your device accordingly. Now today I come out to the garage, as I'm sure every person that's ridden motorcycles for many years has had this experience. You turn the key, you hit the button, and you hear that click of the relay, but the starter is not working. It sounds funny now, but it is an annoying thing. Now, on my channel, I try to share useful information for everyday backyard mechanics like myself, and I do not like electricity, and I hate electrical work. But I'm going to show how I diagnose the problem, and maybe this will save you some grief. Now on my GS, not long ago, I had put a new battery in. That worked out fine. So I knew pretty much it wouldn't be the battery, but of course the first thing to check is the battery charged, and is it good? Number two, on a GS, this is the fuse box, and I keep a spare fuse for every fuse that's in there, and we know it's not the fuse. And we know we're not making a bad connection at the start button, or sometimes you can have an issue with anywhere in this whole area of switches. We know we don't, because it's sending power down to the relay. And on a GS, that's where the relay is. Now, just truth in advertising, this bike has gone through 2 speedometers, has a total of over 78,000 miles, and this is the second time the starter has gone bad. The first one was about 40,000, so what I've done in the past is I've just taken the starter out of my parts bike. I have a twin parts bike. And truth in advertising, this bike is already on its second starter, and the R1, I made a dedicated video of replacing the starter, and it took me 4 days to do it. It was an enormous job. So every bike is a little different. I'm going to show how I did this on a GS, and a little trick you can use to your advantage. So of course it's very, very handy if you have the manual, and I buy the manual for every time I buy an older bike. Every bike in my collection I have one of these similar manuals, and somewhere in the manual, it's usually at the back, there's a schematic. There's a drawing of what the electrical system looks like. I'm not sure where it is in this. It's usually near the back, and there it is. So when you look at this, what happens is it's very intimidating to an average backyard mechanic. It's intimidating to me even. But you can look at all this, and you can figure from it, you can simplify it, and this is the method I use. This is a really good trick. So this is the way I do it. There's obviously more scientific ways to do it, and there's better tools. This is a test light that I made for testing a circuit. And what it is, it's an ordinary light bulb, a spare, of course. I've soldered 2 wires to it, and these wires are from, they used to give away at Harbor Freight electrical meters, and they had extra wires in them. And so these probes are real handy when you're trying to check a circuit. Now, it's a simple tool. You can buy one in a store. Well, almost everybody I know has these things in their toolbox. This is the tool that allows you to test a starter circuit very, very easily, quickly, and it'll never be wrong. So this is something I have several of in the shop. It's a spare battery. I charge it every 2 months. That's really overkill. I believe this is the original battery that came with the 650 in 13. It's 10 years old. Batteries are supposed to last 3 or 4 years. Sometimes they don't. Let me just check. The first thing to always check is we're checking that the light works. Because if the light doesn't work, there's not much point going on with the test. And these tester points make this real handy to use. Now, just to show an alternative thing, and you can buy this from Harbor Freight, it's a continuity tester. When you hook this together, it just tells you have a complete circuit, and it'll light up the handle of the light of the screwdriver here right by my thumb. And all that's telling you is you have a complete circuit. If we cut the wire here and did this, you wouldn't have a complete circuit. Another little handy tool. So let's get on to how I diagnose this, and keep in mind there's more scientific ways to do it. This is for beginners, for guys maybe diagnosing something the first time, or like my friend with the RD that was diagnosing all the wires in his headlight. So what I do is I make a little drawing on a piece of paper. I've done this many times with other electrical issues I have because I'm not real comfortable working on electricity. I need to simplify it. We know you have a battery, and I'm going to leave out the ground wire. The motorcycle is the ground. But the hot side of the battery, the plus side, which should always have a red wire going to it. What the circuit is on most motorcycles is going to look like is a battery. There's going to be a heavy red wire going to the key. The key is going to go to when you turn the key on, imagine what happens. You've completed the circuit. It sends juice to the starter button. You press the button, it sends juice to the relay. The relay closes, it's a set of points, and sends, now here's where the trick is, this is going to be a heavy red wire here. Again, these are heavy duty wires. Usually anything that's sending juice to the starter is a heavy duty wire. So what's going to happen is, and I left out one wire, this is getting juice. I actually should put this in now, just to make it simple. This is what's really happening. This is the part of it a lot of people, including myself, have trouble with. Let's just put that in. Again, this is not supposed to be rocket science. This is pretty simple. So what happens is the relay always has juice from the battery, but once we connect the relay, the button closes the relay in the circuit and then sends the full juice right through the relay to the starter. So picture what's happening. Once this is closed, your button goes down, the key is on, the juice is going to be, this is going to be hot all the time. This is always there. But this now closes the set of points that are in the relay and now sends the juice right to the starter. And if the start is good, the motorcycle should start. Now, of course, what usually happens with a starter, the brushes wear out. That's what happened with the 2 or 3 starters that I've worked on. I've replaced the brushes. So we're out, and it's easier to look at it this way than it is out by the motorcycle. Once you're out by the motorcycle, it's a little more complicated. So it's pretty easy, and I just want to go through this, trying to pass on information, trying not to get the video to get too long. Check the battery, the light comes on, you know you have a good battery. A lot of times, by the way, a battery can light up a light bulb and not start the motorcycle when it gets old or defective or just needs to be charged. You can normally, I would even bypass the key and the button. I go right to the relay. And what I want to see is that I have juice at the relay. I want to make sure that the hot side of this, so in essence what I've done is I've eliminated this piece of the circuit and jumped the relay. So if I hear a click, and nothing's going to the starter, but the relay is clicking, I can suspect that it's the starter, and that it's more than likely the brushes in the starter that are the problem. Another good way, now I always confer with Luciano before I do this because he's an expert at this, and I'm kind of just fiddling my way through it. But you can go right from the battery and jump the starter, and see, that eliminates the whole circuit. And if the starter doesn't, if you don't get any action at the starter, you can pretty much guess that it's the starter, and if it's the starter, more than likely it's the brushes. So after taking the starter out, and by the way, there's a good trick, and I'll show this on the next video too when we actually rebuild the starter. There's only 2 bolts hold this in, but these bolts are very difficult to get at, and I'll show the little trick I use. Is a little piece of tubing you can put on the head of the bolt, because you have to get this into the motorcycle this way. You can reach over and just get the bolt, the first couple of threads caught. That's a great trick. What I did, Luciano looked on Amazon. He found a starter rebuild kit for $23, I think, and he volunteered to come over, and when we get that kit in stock, we're going to make a dedicated video, take the whole starter apart It includes the seal on the end, the brushes and everything. We'll make that a separate video. I just wanted to show on this video, and I wanted to keep it short, how you can diagnose if the starter in your motorcycle is bad even before you have to take it out. You can do it while it's still in the motorcycle. And I hope that information is really useful for us backyard mechanics. So if you're new to the channel, and this might be the first windy video you've ever seen, there's 3,000 of them out on YouTube. It's good information on some of them. I'd say most of them even. We do go for rides. We do enjoy maintaining these older. This one's over 40 years old. We love our two-strokes. We always have some two-stroke adventure going on. We work on restorations all through the winter, typically sharing the paint work, any of the mechanical work, or the things that have to be done to repair them. But the main thing we're sharing is usable, useful information in a way that's fun to watch. And I hope I'm successful at doing it. And I'm successful at sharing what I have the passion for motorcycling. And thanks so much for watching.